Hi there, this is Teresa. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to look at your no contact in separation situation. If you are not in contact with your person, we're going to look at Aries through Pisces. We're going to see what's going on. We're going to see what your person's feelings are, what are their intentions, and what are their next actions or moves towards you. If you do want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. I will put the timestamps down below. All right, let's start with Aries first. All right, Aries, no contact and separation with you and your person. What's going on? Those with Aries placements. Your person feels like they have a lot of regrets. They didn't listen to their intuition about something that was hurting them in the situation. Their intentions is they're very much stuck in the past, but they want to get to a place of peace. Something you've said or something you've done. Their intuition said that it hurt them, that they should have spoke up, but they regret not speaking up. Now, their actions is they want to get to a place of peace. They definitely want to have you in their life for the long term. So let's see, what are their actions going to be? They want peace. They want you in the long term. Okay. They are going to close out the cycle of the two of you being in separation. So they are going to break the silence after maybe pushing you away. Maybe they blocked you or they've been very guarded. Let's get you one card of advice, Aries. What's the animal oracle card of advice for Aries? The buffalo. Abundance and liberation are finally on its way. It's going to come to you to remind you about how amazing your manifesting powers are. Now, manifestations is what you speak, is what you bring. Laws of attraction. So if you spew negativity about the situation, that's what you're going to get in return. You can create your reality, so you can be abundant. So if you see a buffalo, that's confirmation that this is your reading. All right, let's move on to Taurus. All right, Taurus, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. What's going on with your person, Taurus? No contact and separation. What is their feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions or moves, Taurus? They're feeling a little bit hesitant because they're lurking on your social media and they're hesitant to say something to you because they've seen something on your social media. Their intentions is they're going to reach out because they maybe were lurking on your social media and that's why they went silent. They're curious about something they've seen on your social media. Their intentions is to reach out about whatever they're curious about as to why they stopped talking to you. Now, something you said on a comment potentially or on someone else's page has them on a mission of wanting to know why you said that. Maybe you implied something about them or you implied something about the situation between the two of you, and they're a little bit hurt by that. So let's get a tarot card for Taurus. Yep, they want to be able to defend why they went silent, why they pulled back, why they paused in the situation. They have strong feelings and emotions. They're hurt over something you said on social media. They maybe took it as if you were talking about them or implying it was about them, and they stopped talking or they pulled back from you because of that. Well, they are going to reach out eventually. They are curious to know what you meant by that, and they may even be curious to be on a mission to understand why you hurt them the way you did. What's your advice, Taurus? The Panther. This is guidance. It says, it's time to release your passions, live your dreams, and begin a new chapter in your life. You are encouraged to expand your awareness, eliminate fears, and become a whole new person. You're being guided and protected. So that is your advice, is the Panther. All right, let's move on to Gemini. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Gemini, no contact and separation with you and your person. What are their feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions? Gemini placements. They're feeling like they are lacking stability and security in the situation between the two of you, and they're trying to return to happier days in their life. Their intentions is they are going to give you the silent treatment because whatever has happened where the instability or the inconsistency in the situation, they feel like they can't forgive you because of it. Their actions is they're just in their head over the whole situation, and they're looking at the perspective of, you know what, maybe I need to love me and not necessarily love you. So let's get a tarot card for Gemini. Two of Cups. Yeah, this person is making a choice and decision. The Queen of Pentacles hidden at the bottom of the deck. They want stability and security. Maybe they're working on their money. They're working on their career, their business. They're working on stability within their own life. They're making that choice and decision because they feel like they're happier when they're stable and secure within themselves, not necessarily in this relationship or situation. Let's get one card of advice for Gemini. What is the advice for those with Gemini placements? The Cardinal, it says adventure. You need to live up to the fullest potential, your fullest potential. Explore new directions and take risks in order to grow as an individual. Change might be uncomfortable, but it is necessary. So this situation has changed your life. It's maybe changed your direction. It's actually necessary right now. Okay, Cancer. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Cancer placements, no contact and separation with you and your person. What are their feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions? Let's find out. They're feeling like they have to look at things for the long term, and they might be ready to open up very soon to talk to you about the long term. Their intentions is to tell you that they've been hiding, that secretly they feel very lonely in the situation and they don't feel connected. Their actions is they do want there to be growth, but there's something about this person's not very good at being vulnerable, and that's why none of their relationships ever go past a certain point. So this is somebody who's always said that they get into relationships, but then they stop up to a certain point and they pull back. This person knows that they keep doing this because they've hurt other people the same way they're hurting you. Yeah, we've got the Eight of Cups and the Hierophant. Your person is understanding this about themselves, that they know that there's potential with the two of you, but unless they grow and understand why they keep going to a certain point in the relationship and then stopping and then pulling it back or walking away, they're never going to be able to fulfill themselves within a relationship or even within the relationship with you. So your person is committed to coming forward and at least being honest with you now that they've had to walk away because they feel lonely within this relationship. They're hurt and they're sad. They're not showing that side, or they didn't really tell you that they weren't feeling fulfilled. Now here's the thing. Your person feeling this way is them needing to do that work within themselves. You can never be happy, and no one can ever make you feel complete. You have to find that within yourself. So that's something your person is starting to uncover with this situation, that you're not the one who made them feel lonely. You're not necessarily the one who made them feel sad. You're just a mirror of how they feel about themselves. So let's get you a card of advice, Cancer. What is the advice for Cancer placements? The Blue Jay. It's about listening to your intuition. It says, you are encouraged to follow your feelings and intuition. This is a reminder that your personal power is in your own hands and that you are free to take flight at any time if you find yourself in a situation that doesn't suit you anymore. So use your intuition, which is your internal GPS, your guidance, to help guide you on the direction and path that you need to go. Leo. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Leo, what's going on with your person? No contact and in separation. What is the situation for Leo and their person? Leo. All right, their feelings. They know, knowing the truth soon. They feel like you're going to know the truth soon, that they are going through some dark times. Their intentions is they've hit rock bottom. They're going through maybe a karmic cycle, and they're in their feelings and emotions. Their actions is they're a little bit afraid of stepping up and being vulnerable to you to tell you that they're going through something really dark right now. This could be somebody who has been trying to block their shadow side and not wanting to tell you, and that could be why they've pulled back. They don't really want to be vulnerable, but they know that they need to. So let's see what they're going to do, Leo. That's too many of those. Leo placements. What is their person going to do? They want to step up. They know that would be the smart thing to do, to step up. Wheel of Fortune and 7 of Wands and 4 of Wands. Okay, so it looks like your person is at a turning point. If you were maybe living together, or you were engaged, or you were moving towards marriage, something more stable and secure, it does look like this person is defending that something has changed. Something has shifted because of this karmic energy that your person is in. They might be vulnerable to tell you that Yeah, I do see communication as being hidden. So communication will be coming in very soon if you're still in separation or no contact. That your person is pushing away whatever this home, this stability, this security for the long term, because something has changed in their life. Their direction has changed, and they're afraid to let you in and be vulnerable and tell you that, but it is the smart thing for them to do, to step up. I do see that they will, because it is being hidden at some point. So let's get a card of advice for Leo. What is the best advice? What is the guidance for Leo placement? Swan, which is love. I'm hearing that song, love takes time to heal when you're hurting so much. So maybe you need to find love within yourself if you're hurt by this decision your person's about to make. It says you've found your soulmate, or they're just around the corner. Remember that when two souls are destined to be together, they always find their way back to each other. All those things you've had to go through were worth it. So the experiences you've went through with this person and this person hitting rock bottom, love takes time to heal. And that is what your advice is. All right, let's move on to Virgo. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Virgo, no contact in separation. What is your person's feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions or moves? Virgo. They're feeling like they don't want to give up on you or the situation. They are missing you. Their intentions is they're going to take a break and then they're going to change something up. Their actions is things aren't really what they seem. They don't really want to be vulnerable with you, Virgo, and they're aware that there are definite trust issues in the situation. All right, well, let's get some tarot and find out. There could be a lot of miscommunication, a lot of misunderstanding with that communication. There could be a lot of fighting that the two of you had been going through. Virgo. You could be dealing with the Leo sun placement. The King of Pentacles is in reverse and the Eight of Swords. Your person feels like a victim. They feel like they don't want to be vulnerable with you because they feel like there's an instability or insecurity. Your person could be changing up on you, Virgo, maybe pulling back, telling you that they want this change. They want to take a break. They're not giving up on the relationship, but this break, this no contact, this separation is something that maybe is necessary for the two of you to regain the trust if there's been trust issues in this situation that's been compromised. Let's get a card of advice for Virgo placement. What is the advice? What is the guidance for those with Virgo placements? Strength, the bear. It says, the bear symbolizes a strong source of support in times of difficulty and adversity. It may be time for you to stand for your beliefs or your truth. With strength and confidence, you are free to roam at will and follow your path. So this is asking you to be strong during this time. All right, Libra. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Libra, no contact in separation. What is your person's feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions? Your person is feeling like they love you unconditionally and they are waiting. They know that you are a better person than them. Their intentions is to understand how they could be a better person. This is somebody that maybe drained you of your money and your finances, and they can't provide that money back. So if you lended money to this person, they were supposed to pay you back, and then they ghosted you, that's why they ghosted you, because they can't give you the money back. So let's find out what's going to happen here, Libra. They're definitely, you could be dealing with a Virgo. They're definitely learning that you are a better person than them. They're being illuminated to the lesson that do unto others as they do to you. And maybe they're hitting rock bottom because of it. I don't see that they're returning right now with that Virgo energy. It looks like they are focused on themselves, even though they have unconditional love for you. Let's get one card of advice. We have the Peacock, which is about self-love. It says, You will find great power in focusing on the positive aspects of yourself that which make you unique and beautiful. There are deep wells of untapped inner power and letting go of negative self-talk. So you're being asked to really have some type of glow up, to really love on yourself, nurture yourself. Whatever you needed from this person is what you need to give to yourself right now in order to overcome the situation. Scorpio, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Scorpio. No contact and separation. What is your person's feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions? They feel like maybe the two of you should just be friends, and because there's so much work that needs to be done in the situation. Their intentions is that they feel like they're intending to tell themselves love's just not important. It's just not a big deal. I don't need love. I don't need a relationship, yada, yada, yada. They see you for who you are. They see that you are somebody who's significant, but they feel like they can't really give you what you want. And if you were in a relationship, they've changed their mind. They just want to be friends. If you were talking and they said they were wanting a relationship, they changed their mind. And they know it's wrong to change up on you like that, but that's kind of where they're at right now, Scorpio. Let's get a tarot card. Scorpio. Yeah, the truth is going to come out. This person feels like they really know that they're anxious to tell you the truth, that they are stubbornly saying, you know what, I have changed my mind. And the truth is, I am wrong for that. And I know it's not fair, it's not right, but can we at least be friends? Yeah, they're hoping that in time, things maybe can get healed. Let's get one card of advice for Scorpio. What is the advice? What is the guidance for those with Scorpio placements? What do you need to know? What do you need to hear? The Scorpion. Scorpio, your advice is the Scorpion. New beginning. It says, you're invited to instigate change, but you're also being warned that this transformation may be radical. Get rid of everything in your current life that can prevent you from improving. Based on this principle, destroy before building. I'm hearing burn it to the ground. So you are promised a beneficial rebirth. You're being asked to let go of something, completely rebuild something else. Okay. Sagittarius. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Sagittarius. No contact and separation with you and your person. What are their feelings, intentions, and next actions? They feel unhappy that you maybe are talking to a third party. This could be a friend, a family member, could be an ex, and they're walking away from you right now. Their intentions is that they have unhealed wounds. Something has happened and they're being triggered over the situation and they're kind of over it. It looks like this is somebody who they don't feel the way they used to. So if they were connected to you in the past, they're not connected to you anymore. If you were dating and you were close, they don't feel as close anymore. Let's get some tarot and find out, Sagittarius. Yeah. I'm hearing, I'm sorry, I hurt you. They're a little bit anxious to apologize that they're pulling back. They're unhappy that you maybe are trying to connect with someone else. Maybe it's a work colleague, maybe it's a friend, somebody from your past, maybe it's an ex. They're not happy about it and it's triggering some type of unhealed wound within them. So it looks like they're kind of over the situation. All right, let's get a card of advice for Sagittarius placements. The Armadillo, protection. You're entering a phase where in order for you to be in alignment with the intentions and co-create your best life, you may have to be discerning and say no to many things that have been holding you back in the past. So you're being asked to say no to something when it comes to your advice. And maybe it's this person says, hey, let's just be friends. Maybe you just say no. That, you know what? It's done. It's over. Capricorn. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Capricorn, no contact and separation. What is your person's feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions? Wow, blocked, 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 blocked. They feel like they just need to block communication with you. Their intentions is they thought they wanted to work it out, But there is a sense of negative energy looming around this person. They feel like you two are just not compatible, and that's why they're rejecting this connection. Okay, well, let's get some tarot, Capricorn. Oh, yeah. They could be juggling you, Capricorn. They could be feeling like, yeah, we definitely have third party in here. So your person may already have a third party. They could feel like you had a third party, and that's why they are blocking you. They're definitely feeling like they don't want to start over. They don't want to work it out. They are rejecting the idea of this connection. So let's get some advice for Capricorn. What is the best advice? What is the guidance you need to know? You need to hear. What is the animal oracle message of advice? Capricorn. The Swan, which is about love. It says, you have found your soulmate and they're just around the corner. Or they're just around the corner. So this person that is letting you go, Capricorn, they may not be your soulmate. And that might be why you have to just let it go. It says, remember that when two souls are destined to be together, they always find their way back to each other. All those things you've had to go through are going to be worth it. So focus on loving yourself so you can attract love in your life that is deserving of you. Aquarius, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Aquarius, no contact in separation. What is your person's feelings, intentions, and next actions, Aquarius? They feel like there's a lot of things that have been left unsaid. They feel like their intuition is telling them or showing them signs that they should have said those things that they didn't say in the past. Their intentions is they're very emotional over the situation. They do want to work it out. And their actions is they're feeling a little overwhelmed because they're so tunnel vision about the past that they should have confessed something about how they felt and they should have said something, but they didn't. And it's kind of left them tunnel visioned, and that's why they've paused. That's why they have taken a break or they've stepped back and they're not as responsive as they once were. So let's get some tarot for Aquarius. Three of Cups. They're definitely going to try to come back and reconnect. Their intuition is telling them that they should speak up and say something to you, that if they want to try to work this out, that they need to try to work this out because they are emotional over it. Yeah, we got the Empress at the bottom of the deck. Let's get one card of advice for Aquarius. What is the animal oracle message of advice for Aquarius? What is it you need to know? What is it you need to hear? The Panda, it's about boundaries. It says, your space is sacred. Guests who overstay their welcome impact your aura. So if you feel like people around you or this person is just like sucking the living life out of you, they're just draining you, they make you feel this heaviness, like, oh, that is a sign, okay? Every time you feel that way, you have a right to stand up and say, no, no, thank you. Push it away, push it away, push it away. You must nurture yourself and your soul and be gentle and love yourself and support yourself and allow those that are around you to do that. And if they're not doing that, you need to start putting healthy boundaries in place. And that goes for friends, family, coworkers, anybody around you. All right, Pisces. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, check out my website, TimelessDivineTarot.com. All right, Pisces, no contact in separation. What's your person's feelings, intentions, next actions? They feel like they made a lot of bad choices. They're done playing games with you. Their intentions is they know they have fears and insecurities they need to work on. They had been in denial for a long time about, and now they can't move on from you, so they're being forced head on and confronted with these fears and insecurities. Their actions was they took an opportunity with somebody that was a lustful desire. They had shiny new person syndrome, and that's why you're in no contact and separation. They play games with you, Pisces, and maybe you know that. Maybe your intuition already said, yeah, I know this person doing something on the sneaky side they shouldn't be doing. Here they come. They're coming in with communication really quickly. They know you don't trust them too. So they're going to come in. What do they want when they come in? Because they went towards a shiny new person. They've been in denial. They're going to try to come back in and try to reinvest. They're going to say, you know what? I messed up. I did go towards a person. I did go sleep with someone else. I did talk to someone else. I did entertain another person, yada, yada, yada. I did play games, but we have a lot invested. You have free will if you want this person or not. You don't have to take them when they return. All right, let's get one card of advice for Pisces. What is the animal oracle message of advice for Pisces? What is it you need to know? What do you need to hear? Ladybug, lucky lady is what I'm hearing. Your goals are about to manifest in remarkable ways. Dreams are coming to fruition. Stop and enjoy this moment. It is important to let things flow at their natural pace. Rest assured that in due course of time, your wishes will definitely come true.